When you rent an apartment here, there's a lot that comes with it, as a matter of fact. And this transcends beyond just moving into an empty apartment, because the truth is that most of the apartments that you would rent here in Germany are going to be empty, except someone is living and they plan to sell their stuff. So yeah, in this video we're going to be talking about what to expect when you rent an apartment in Germany. So this video is actually inspired by a friend of mine who recently just moved to Germany, and things have been, here and there, and she's been finding it difficult to find her way around, but thankfully I'm here to answer her questions. And then I realized that there could be you two out there who don't have anyone to ask questions, who have to just rely on social media or rely on Google. So yeah, that's the purpose of this video. So the first thing you have to pay attention to is electricity. So unlike in countries like Nigeria where we use prepaid meters, you pay as you go, it doesn't work like that here. Well, technically you pay what you consume. However, if you come into a new house, you are expected to register yourself or to get a contract with a Stromanbieter. Strom means electricity for those who don't know. And if you don't get a Stromanbieter before you move in, to say, okay, from the start of my contract being XYZ of XYZ month of XYZ year, I would like you to be my Anbieter, and then you get to sign a contract. And if you don't do this, you'll be automatically assigned to the basic energy providers of the city where you live in, and they are typically very expensive. So do yourself the favor to do some research in the city where you would like to move in, so that you can already get in touch with them, and once you find an apartment, you register with them and you get the point. So it's cheaper that way. And to enable you register and sign a contract, you need to provide with them your Taylor number and your Taylor stamp, and that's your meter number and your meter reading. These are the two things that they will need for them to give you a contract with them. Now the second thing is heating and water. Now there are two types of rent in Germany: Warmmiete and Kaltmiete. Kaltmiete is cold rent, as the name implies, but Warmmiete includes your rent, your heating, your water, and the service charges, like for taking out the trash. If you guys have someone that comes to clean the stairs and the windows or whatever, the cost will be there, and the cost of lighting the staircase as well, and maybe outside of the compound. So that's what the service charges are for, and all of this together is referred to as Warmmiete. So as far as the heating cost is concerned, this is estimated on a yearly basis. So in the beginning, you would be given an amount of money to pay as an estimate. They have an estimate of what they think a person can consume, right? So you'll be asked to pay that exact amount. But if after 1 year they calculate and see that you have gone over that estimation, you would certainly pay more money. If you had reduced your consumption that year, so you're going to pay less based on their calculations. But if your consumption remained okay within that range, then your estimated level when you sign the contract, then you're not going to pay any extra amount. And a pro tip here would be, don't turn on all the heaters in your house at the same time. And even if for some reason they all have to be on at the same time, please let them not be at the highest. You're doing yourself a disservice, because yes, you're feeling really warm and you're feeling comfortable or whatever, but your pocket is going to bleed at the end of the year. So the next thing that's very important for me to mention here is the fact that when a German says kitchen, they are referring to kitchen cabinets. So most houses come without kitchen cabinets. You would come into the kitchen space and all you see is just wires sticking out. You wouldn't even see a sink. You have to buy the sink yourself. You have to buy the cooking station yourself, the oven, chimney, the cabinet, and basically every single thing. Except you are lucky to find someone who is already moving out of that apartment and they want to sell their kitchen to you and maybe any other stuff like dishwasher or washing machine, whatever, and then you get to buy it. But otherwise you have to take care of this by yourself. So my tip here would be, if you're lucky enough to see someone leaving the apartment before you move in and they offer that, please buy it. Negotiate a good price that you can afford and buy it. Otherwise, I would recommend that you check for used ones via eBay, Kleinanzeigen. They usually have like really good kitchens, and some of them are actually to be gifted out. Otherwise, if you really don't want stress and you just want to chill and you've got the money, why not? Please go to places like Bauhaus or IKEA to have your kitchen custom made for you. They'll come to your place, measure the kitchen, and then come to your place and build it, which is going to cost you some money. Okay. Another thing that you really must be aware of is trash separation. So sorting trashes is a thing here in Germany, as a matter of fact. Germany is very serious about that. We have glass taken to public containers designated for it. You can always ask your neighbors. And lastly, we have papier, which is for papers and cardboards, old newspapers and all of that. So as a matter of fact, this is very confusing, and it will honestly feel like you are trying to read for an exam, trying to figure things out. It's not usually very easy to grab in the beginning, but always ask your neighbors or Google. These days we have a lot of things, or ask ChatGPT, they will explain it for you, but you can ask your neighbors, you understand, because the truth is that sometimes these bins actually might have a different color, but they are labeled. So if you can't see it, ask your neighbors and they will tell you. And if you don't know and you do otherwise, they would actually be crossed. This could cause some sort of conflict, so be sure to be informed. As far as Germany is concerned, please ask questions. Now, the next thing that you need to take care of is to install internet in your home. There are tons of internet Anbieter, tons of internet providers in Germany. Therefore, do your research and know which one is available in your compound, in your area, because there are some internet connections that are not compatible with a certain building. I don't know how that really works, but just do the research, ask your neighbor what works around, or you check online, because this thing is also available online. Or if you do your research and you find an Anbieter, you can ask them if they are situated in your address. Just give them your address and they would confirm that. They would usually make an appointment with you, and I'm going to recommend that you do this before you even move in. Yes, do this before you move in, because they will take their sweet time. Lord Jesus, they will take their sweet time. Germany is a country that thrives on appointments, waiting times. So do yourself that favor and ensure that you call them before, tell them when you're moving in, so they even plan around the time that you're moving in. They would come in and have it fixed. Otherwise, you could get frustrated trying to do everything in your house with only your mobile data before it's fixed. So usually they would make the Anschluss, the connection, in your keller, in your basement, and it takes a lot of time and all that. So what I would genuinely recommend is that you get the wireless box from them. They have that option. But the only thing is that sometimes the wireless box may not be as strong as the one that they have to connect in the keller, okay? But the reason why I prefer the wireless box is for ease of movement. So if I decide tomorrow to relocate to a new house, all I need to do is carry my wireless box and move. But if they put the connection down there in the keller somehow, then it has to be removed and reconnected in my new house. So that's just the only advantage that I see. So the next on the list is an Anmeldung. Anmeldung is registration. You gotta register your house, register yourself in your new address with your Einwohnermeldeamt. And after the registration, you only get to put your name on your mailbox and on your bell, okay? Now, speaking of letters, you will be receiving a lot of love letters. Hey, you will receive plenty love letters, especially from ARD that are responsible for television and radio. You're gonna see them, they're gonna come to you, and they're gonna tell you to pay for radio and for TV. For me, I remember one of my friends, I was just with my friend when I first came to Germany, and he said that he took a picture of his living room and sent to them and said, I don't have a TV and I don't have a radio, so please miss me with that, okay? So if you don't have one, I think you can actually tell them, let them know that you don't have that. So as far as Anmeldung is concerned, this must be done 2 weeks within the time that you have moved into that new apartment, or you're going to be fined. And remember that this Anmeldung is needed for a lot of things, no matter how long you have been in Germany. So sometimes you may want to register for something and you'll be asked for this, your Anmeldung of your current house address, okay? Could be signing documents or handling official documents, anything, but please make sure that you do this service dish. Very important, okay? Now the next is going to be to look for your house arzt or your general practitioner, your doctor, okay? This house arzt is your point of call when you are sick. And make no mistakes, they're not easy to find. They are very, very difficult and they are always filled up. So just ensure to start calling them the moment you moved in. Start looking for the ones close to you, right? Make appointments, and if they tell you that they are filled up, please ask them what happens in cases of emergency. Because the reason why you need your house arzt is that, like I said, they're your first point of call, and if you need any specialist, they are the ones that are supposed to refer you to a specialist doctor. So you can't just up and leave to a specialist doctor without your house arzt recommending them, okay? So please ensure that you get one ASAP the moment you move into the environment. Now let's talk about Hausordnung or house rules in a German neighborhood. There is what we call the Ruhezeit. So Ruhezeit is anywhere between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. every day. And for some very extra places. I hear that they even do from 12 till 3 o'clock, but I don't care, I don't know. But between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. you are not allowed to make noise. If they come to your place and talk to you about it and you continue this, you're going to be reported. So apparently when you get 3 warnings from the landlord, that's it, you're moving out of the apartment. And still, speaking of noise, you're not allowed to drill holes in your walls on Sundays. It's a day of quietness. If you're living in a building that the cleaning is shared among the tenants, then please ensure that you stick to your schedule, okay? Don't wait to be reminded, because it gives a certain impression about you. Ensure to do what you have to do. If it's a shared space, if you're living with other people and you get to share the bathroom and the kitchen as well, please do well to keep it clean when it's your turn or when need be. Now, before I go to the last point, which is the furniture and basic item shopping in the household, I'm going to briefly talk about lighting in the apartment, because for most apartments that you would enter, especially the ones that had been refurbished, you would most likely not see a light bulb, so you have to put those in by yourself. You would have to buy these bulbs. You will only see wires sticking out here and there, but you need to buy these bulbs by yourself. However, don't fret, you can get these from the likes of Bauhaus. So if you can't do this by yourself, then find a friend that can help you. And if you don't find a kind friend who can do it, then you probably have to pay for the services of a handyman, okay? And it's expensive in Germany, just so you know. And that's why it's always recommended for you to come prepared, like learn how to do very basic things on your own, because you're going to do a lot of DIY here. And you need to get a toolbox. You can get a toolbox to help you with your DIY projects. You can get that from Toom or from Bauhaus and the rest. And speaking of which, I'm now going to give you a list of shops where you can buy basic furnitures if you're just moving into Germany for the first time. So for mattress, bed, couch, I would suggest you go to Otto for that, or other furniture here and there, commode, shranks, wardrobes and all that. You can get that from Otto or Kaufland online. Yeah, and then for beddings and home decor, you can find that at IKEA or Yisk. And most times you can also see such things at Kaufland when they're on sales, okay? And for kitchen utensils, you can also shop at IKEA or supermarkets, as a matter of fact, because every time I go to a supermarket, be that Lidl, Netto, Aldi, Kaufland, there is almost always an Angebot or sales, okay, for stuff like that. So that's actually where you can buy those kind of things. And the thing is that they're usually very solid quality at reduced prices, so keep an eye out on your mailbox, because sometimes they do send their discount booklets, yes, for you to take a look at and do the needful when necessary. Now I'm going to be leaving you with these 2 tips. Patience is a virtue. It's a saying, right? But in Germany, it is for real. Germany's delays and bureaucracy is a character builder. Like, you will learn patience by fire by force, and that's on period, okay? The system does run on timelines. It does run on appointments, okay? So you have to wait for your turn. When you have to have something done at your place, maybe like I mentioned, the internet guys and all that, if they tell you it's going to take this amount of time, they would eventually come, but it will take time. And the onus actually lies on you to keep reminding them. If for some reason the delay is getting out of hand, please keep reminding them about that, okay? And speaking of which, when something goes bad in your house and you've been trying to contact your landlord to fix it and there's so much delay, check your contract. Usually there should be stipulated how long it should take before you can take matters into your hands, meaning getting a technician to fix it, and then you give your landlord the Rechnung or the bill, okay? There should be something of that nature, or if there's not, then do also ask your landlord about that. But generally, when something is not working in your house, there's a defect or something has gone bad, it's your duty to inform your landlord for him to take care of that. So that's that for this video, and I'm pretty sure that you got so much value from it. If you did, what do you do? Say thank you in the comments, and ensure to share this video with someone out there, because you never know who you might be helping, okay? More so, if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that when next I post a new video, you'll be instantly notified, okay? I'll be seeing you in the next one. This time, cheers!